Good morning. Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors. Following the presentation, I ask that you join seniors Kaylee Peremka and Veronica Umstadt in singing the national anthem. Please be seated. Good morning. I'm Michelle Ridge, Chair of the Board of Trustees and a proud graduate of the class of 1969, a long time ago. It's a pleasure to welcome you to this commencement exercise. This is the 95th commencement of Seton Hill. The banners of 94 earlier graduating classes, my own included, hang in this auditorium. They mark each of those earlier graduation days, and now the banner of the class of 2013, resplendent in the black and gold class colors, is added to that proud long line. Commencement is the culminating event of the academic year. Today, we honor the achievements of the graduates at the close of a long period of study and preparation. We are assembled to congratulate the members of the class of 2013 and for the conferring of degrees upon them. We are honored today by the presence of His Excellency Lawrence E. Brandt, Bishop of the Diocese of Greensburg. Our commencement speaker, Mrs. Haley Scott DeMaria, and honorary degree recipients, Mr. Arnold Palmer and Dr. E. Ronald Salvitti. Members of the University Board of Trustees and President of the Alumni Corporation Board. We welcome as well members of the Seton Hill University faculty and administration, parents, families, and friends of the graduates, and of course, the graduates themselves, the class of 2013. You may be interested in knowing who else is sitting on this platform. To my left is the Grand Marshal, Associate Professor of Psychology, Mr. Larry Jeske, and behind me are the members of the administration, faculty who serve as division chairs, and president of the Faculty Senate, who represent their assembled colleagues. I now have the pleasure of introducing to you the Vice Chair of the Seton Hill Board and President and Provincial Superior of the Sisters of Charity of Seton Hill, Sister Catherine Meinert.
Thank you. Well, good morning. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us be glad and rejoice. What a wonderful day for each of you, most definitely for the graduates, but also for your families who did so much to help you arrive at this moment of success. On behalf of the Sisters of Charity, I welcome each of you to this day of deserved celebration. The class of 2013 has certainly waited for this day, and we congratulate you on your achievements. Graduates, as you rode up the Seton Hill driveway this morning, did you think that it might be a while before you would see those beautiful trees that line the driveway again? Did you ever wonder how and why those trees were planted? Well, let me tell you the story. In order to understand the planting of those trees, you have to go back in history to 1870 and to a woman named Mother Aloysia Lowe. She was a Sister of Charity from Cincinnati and was sent to begin a Sister of Charity community in Pennsylvania. She first settled in Altoona, and other women soon joined the newfound community of the Sisters of Charity. However, Mother Aloysia realized that the sisters needed a home, a true home in the country. So in 1882, after a great deal of negotiation, and the story goes, I don't think she believed in banks. The story goes that she kept all the money that the sisters had in a black purse. She opened that black purse and placed the down payment on this beautiful site of 200-acre property, and she named it Seton Hill after the foundress of the Sisters of Charity, Elizabeth Seton. I am sure you have seen the Seton coat of arms many times and know the Seton motto, "Hazard yet forward." Mother Aloysia certainly showed that spirit when she bought this property. Also, that is how our name, the Sisters of Charity of Seton Hill, came into existence. The very next year, the sisters opened an academy in 1883, and each year focused on expanding the educational opportunities for the people of our region. Finally, in 1918, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania approved Seton Hill's charter for a 4-year institution of higher learning. Sister Electa Boyle later wrote in her history of the Sisters of Charity of Seton Hill that the group of sisters who inaugurated the college set for it the highest standards of achievement. No mediocrity found its way into this instruction. I'm sure you can attest to that. We are proud of this history. We are proud to have established a Catholic college that is as vital today as it was in 1918. Today, the university boasts of a co-educational population and continues to maintain its Catholic identity and the highest standards of academic achievement. As it was in 1918, so too in 2013, the history of the Sisters of Charity of Seton Hill is linked with this university. We are still very much a part of Seton Hill in its endeavors. As alumni, faculty, and trustees, the Sisters of Charity are proud to be part of Seton Hill University as it pursues its mission in the spirit of Elizabeth Ann Seton. Now let us go back to our driveway and those beautiful trees that line the driveway. When were they planted? Why were they planted? The story is that they were planted in 1932, a long time ago, in commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the sisters purchasing this beautiful Seton Hill property. There were 85 sisters who were members of the community in 1882 at the time of the purchase. It was decided that 85 trees would be planted for these sisters who began the legacy of which you, the graduates, are now a part. It is the hope of the Sisters of Charity, the administration, faculty, and staff of this university that you embrace the legacy and instill the spirit of love, courage, and compassion of Elizabeth Seton as you move forward on your life's journey. Know that the prayers of the Sisters of Charity go with you. You will always be Setonians. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Catherine. Graduates, this is your special day. On your behalf, I express appreciation and deep gratitude to the faculty and staff of Seton Hill who have guided and assisted you during your years of preparation. And on their behalf, I thank you for the satisfaction of this day. Several years ago, then president of Seton Hill, Monsignor William Granger Ryan, noted on the awarding of the college's first honorary degrees in 1956 that Seton Hill would grant honorary degrees for two reasons. The first is that the recipient's achievements in academic or non-academic fields are of such quality as to merit the institution's highest honor. The second is that there exists between the recipient and the institution a bond of mutual esteem and respect, which calls for formal and permanent recognition. As we thought this year about the awarding of honorary degrees and the reasons for so doing, our reflections could not help but be colored by the recent loss of Christina Quigley and her son, and the accident that took their lives and that of Mr. Anthony Guetta, and injured so many members of our women's lacrosse team. We mourned as a community, we celebrated their lives as a community, and while we were blessed by an outpouring of support from outside these walls, we also moved together here on the Hill to provide support and assistance where we could. Through the pain of this tragedy, we were reminded of something elemental about Seton Hill, something that each and every one of you have been influenced by and that you have contributed to, quite possibly without your even knowing it. That is the ever-renewing spirit of courage, the ability to reach out to help others even in the midst of personal tragedy. The Sisters of Charity created an environment where these qualities thrive, and our special students, each of you, year after year, provide the spark that keeps that courage and generosity of spirit alive. Our three honorary degree recipients, Dr. Ronald Salvitti, Mr. Arnold Palmer, and Mrs. Haley Scott DeMaria, each in different ways, have demonstrated personal strength in the face of adversity and the importance of being a part of a community that not only benefits from your presence, but will stand with you during the storm. Arnold Palmer, will you please come forward? Stand right here, Arnold. Arnold Palmer, you don't know how special this is for me. You are known around the world as a man of virtue, as an athlete of grace and accomplishment, and as a citizen whose life's works have enriched beyond measure the lives of those around him. Here at home, we also know you as a philanthropist, an entrepreneur, and a man of courage and especially good cheer. You are a role model to the Seton Hill students who share this recognition with you today. Along with them, I am proud to acknowledge your distinguished achievements by conferring upon you the degree Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa. So Larry's going to step forward. And do you have his diploma for me? You look very handsome.
Thank you.
And here are all your degrees. So you would like to say a few things? Do you have your notes?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Well, what a privilege. I've been fortunate enough to have the honor of a number of college universities far and near. Among them, an honorary degree from the University of St. Andrews, which happens to be celebrating, and you can believe this, 600th anniversary this year. Those things are things that you remember like this, and being here at Seton Hill doesn't quite have the longevity, but everyone that knows and receives this degree to honor to meeting to me, there's nothing compared with such recognition in your home area. And I thank everyone at the university who had anything to do with selecting me for this honor. I have long recognized the higher education standards that have been marked Seton Hill and by my family have done to support the school and expanded its education landscape in more recent years. I've had a particularly high regard for this degree during Joanne Boyle's final commencement here at Seton Hill. Madam President, I wish you and Art nothing but the best in the years ahead. Finally, and the most important, let me wish each and every member of this graduating class a great success in whatever role the future brings. These are, as they say, trying times, and the road ahead might be a little rough, but with the diligence and hard work, I'm sure you will avoid the potholes that you encounter in the years to come. Thank you very much.
Dr. E. Ronald Salvitti, will you please come forward? Dr. E. Ronald Salvitti, your late wife, Constance Ngotti, graduated from Seton Hill. Today, we stand in the beautiful Salvitti Gymnasium, one of many, many gifts from you and Constance. You have been great friends to the university as we celebrate the graduation of a new class of Setonians. You once said that your support of higher education is due to your understanding of the courage and determination it takes students to forge ahead. Today, as a result of your pioneering work in the fields of science and medicine and your consistent support of education in this region, people of all ages can also forge ahead as you did to transform the world. Seton Hill University is proud to confer on you the degree Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Winston Churchill gave 3 pieces of immortal advice when speaking to a group of this size. He says, be accurate, be brief, and be seated. So I'll honor that. Thank you, Chairman Ridge. I'm honored and humbled to be with you here today to receive this special recognition. I met Mr. Palmer a number of years ago on the golf course and found him to be a very special person with many interests. Not only is he a great golfer, but as you know, he has also transformed the game of golf to what it is today. More importantly, he's a special human being who continues to live in the region and support the many local charities. I met Mr. Palmer some 20 years ago in Orlando, where he was starting a hospital, which is now a huge medical center in Orlando. I'm a recreational golfer and with a strong interest in philanthropy. Arnie has remained one of my role models. I first learned about Seton Hill Women's College many years ago. My wife-to-be, Connie, became a student, then a graduate of Seton Hill College. She was very active as a student, and later the Alumni Association, where she served as president. She became an alumni trustee for 3 years and reminded me of how proud she was to be a part of this special college. Connie received the Distinguished Alumni Leadership Award in 2000, and more recently in 2010 became the Reunion Co-Chair and the Reunion Gift Co-Chair. She was very proud and honored to be a graduate and shared her enthusiasm for the fine school, the fine education, and the wonderful people that she met at Seton Hill. I feel her spirit is with us today. Because of Connie's influence, I became a strong advocate of Seton Hill. As you can imagine, I got to know many of her friends, particularly President Joanne Boyle. Dr. Boyle is a very enthusiastic, charismatic, caring, conscientious, and hardworking person. I became absorbed by her enthusiasm for the school and the special goals for the college. I consider Dr. Boyle to be a true visionary. She demonstrated an interest in healthcare studies, the performing arts, information technology, entrepreneurial studies, international studies, just to name a few. The expansion of the campus, the new facilities to support these programs is a marvelous accomplishment. In 2002, Seton Hill Women's College became Seton Hill University, and at the same time became a coeducational school. Thank you, Joanne, for all you've done. To the Seton Hill graduating class of 2013, I would like to encourage you to pursue your goals, be committed, develop a passion for your interests, and keep a strong work ethic that will lead to your successes. As you can see, the philanthropic spirit has become an important part of my life. It is now that I wish to continue to stimulate others to support philanthropy. Your education will be a failure regardless of how much it has done for your mind if it has failed to open your heart. Be enthusiastic about the gift of giving. I believe in the God-given genius of certain individuals, the passion for success, and the willing to be inspirational to others. As Andrew Carnegie said, no man is rich unless he enriches the lives of others. As I see the class of 2013, in some ways it reminds me of my experience when attending a small liberal arts college. I was the first in my family to enter college and the first to receive a high school diploma. I would like to recite a poem which makes me think of Hazard Yet Forward, your motto, and it goes as follows. I asked God for strength that I might achieve. I was made weak that I might humbly obey. I asked for help that I might do greater things. I was given infirmity that I might do better things. I asked for riches that I might be happy. I was given poverty that I might be wise. I asked for all things that I might enjoy life. I was given life that I might enjoy all things. I got nothing that I asked for, but everything that I hoped for. Almost in spite of myself, my unspoken prayers were answered. We among men are most richly blessed. I would like to wish the graduating class of 2013 good health, the best of luck, and much success in years ahead. Again, congratulations. May God continue to bless you.
He's tall. Haley Scott DeMaria, would you please come forward? Haley Scott DeMaria, like St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, you were embraced by a Catholic community after suffering, in your own words, a horrible experience. In reaching out to share your story of courage and perseverance, you provided singular inspiration to a Seton Hill community recovering from a similar tragedy. As a living example of the university's motto, hazard yet forward, Seton Hill is proud to confer on you the degree Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Ridge, for those very kind words. Dr. Boyle, members of the Board of Trustees, my fellow honorees, parents, family, friends, all of you who are here, but most importantly, the class of 2013, welcome and thank you for the privilege of being here today. It is with deep emotion that I share this day with you, to honor your success and accomplishments, and to join the Seton Hill class of 2013. I am a Griffin, and I am very proud to be one. As I'm sure you know, commencement means to begin. Today is a day to celebrate the beginning of your lives as alumni of this university. And yet, as we gather this morning, there is a sadness that your time here has ended. This is exactly for what your 4 years at Seton Hill have prepared you, to navigate with success and gratitude the paradoxes of life. Today, as you say goodbye to your friends, you will also celebrate and laugh at the times you have shared. Today, as we honor and pay tribute to the great leadership of this university, we also say goodbye to Dr. Boyle, a role model for students and women across the generations. Today, as you reflect on the moments that have defined your time at Seton Hill, you might recall a favorite professor or that time you stayed up all night to study for that really tough exam. But an education is so much more than textbooks, tests, and going to class. The most important lessons you have learned here are the ways in which you have grown outside the classroom, emotionally, spiritually, and socially. Whether it was Christmas on the Hill or lunch with Liz or attending Mass with your classmates, those moments have truly defined who you are and your time here. The past 2 months at Seton Hill have been unlike any other time in the school's almost 100-year history. The past 2 months have been a time of great sadness, as well as a time of great healing. You have lived on a campus in mourning, while feeling the love and strength of a community of faith. For 4 years, you have been shaped and guided by this community of faith and embraced by it, and that will stay with you for the rest of your lives. On that March Saturday, I received several text messages, emails, and phone calls from friends. One person just gave me a hug. Yet none of these friends was connected to Seton Hill, but they knew my story, and they knew that I would feel a connection to you. They knew how very deeply I would feel many of the emotions you felt here on campus. On that Saturday and days after, I had a heavy heart for a team I had never met and a campus I had never visited. On that Saturday, so many of us started praying for you, and we haven't stopped. I hope you have felt it. I hope you have felt the love and support from around the country, because it's very real and it's very powerful. That is the strength and the beauty of faith, and that is the power of prayer. In preparing for my visit to Seton Hill, I read a lot about the history of the university. I read about the trees that lined the drive on the way up. I read about the Sisters of Charity and the traditions. But what I discovered was that everything you need to know to commence your lives as graduates, St. Elizabeth Ann Seton has provided, beginning with her family's and this university's motto, hazard yet forward. How aptly these words describe your time at Seton Hill. Hazard yet forward. The hazard we can't control. The forward we can. There are events in our lives over which we have no control, but what we can control is how we react to them. At 18 years old and a freshman in college, my swim team was in a fatal bus accident, not unlike what you experienced here. At 18 years old, I was left paralyzed and told I would never walk. I endured 5 surgeries and spent months in the hospital, and yet I was embraced by a community of faith, and I was the recipient of prayers from across the country. I learned at 18 years old that sometimes life is not fair. I learned at 18 years old that sometimes bad things happen, and I know many of you have experienced that as well. And I think that's a tough lesson to learn, whether you are 18 or 80, that sometimes life is not fair, that sometimes in life there are hazards. But what I have learned over the past 20 years is that while life may not take you down the path you planned, it can still be a very good path. When I look at my life today, I know that everything I am and everything I have stems from my experience in college, my hazard. And I was able to move forward because of the community of faith that embraced me. I truly believe this because I truly felt it. I truly believe that each of us has a choice every day, that each of us can wake up tomorrow and find something negative in our lives on which to focus, but that each of us can also wake up tomorrow and focus on and celebrate the blessings in our lives. This is our choice, and we have the power to choose this every day. Hazard yet forward. The hazards will always be part of life, and the values you have learned and lived here at Seton Hill is what will carry you forward. Today is a celebration of your academic accomplishments, and while your transcripts include A's and B's and maybe a couple of C's, there are 3 F's that need to be celebrated as well: family, faith, and friendship. Appreciate your family, value your friends, and trust in your faith. At times, our family bonds and friendships and even our faith may falter. But as you continue to nurture these 3 F's, when one is weakened, the other 2 will sustain you: family, faith, and friendship. As you leave this campus today, this community of faith, you have been educated, as Elizabeth Seton promised, to fit you for that world in which you are destined to live. Your job, whether you work inside or outside the home, will consume great amounts of your time, dedication, and energy. My advice to you is this: love what you do. Believe in a cause and make it your passion. Find your passion and make it your career. Recognize your gifts and share them, because in doing so, you will make a difference. It is a blessing for you to graduate from, and for me to receive a degree from, an institution that truly lives by its guiding principles. During my time and my visit here, I have been welcomed to your campus. I have learned about your university and her traditions. I have celebrated with you today, and as we leave this weekend, I know we are all inspired by our service to others. Congratulations to the class of 2013. God bless, and go forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Haley. Thank you, Drs. Palmer, Salvitti, and DeMaria. The class of 2013, you have very impressive alumni. Very impressive. Will the candidates for degrees please stand? In virtue of the power vested in the trustees of Seton Hill University by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and upon the recommendation of the faculty, the university confers upon you the degrees you have earned and to which you are entitled. I now call on Dr. Marianne Gawalik, Provost and Dean of the Faculty, who will present the individual graduates, and Mrs. Barbara Hinkle, Vice President for Administration and Registrar, who will present the diplomas. Dr. Gawalik, will you please present the candidates for degrees?
Thank you, Mrs. Ridge. Will the recipients of the degree, Bachelor of Arts, please come forward? The degree, Bachelor of Arts, is conferred upon Trask Alexander. James Patrick Umar. Ashley Marie Barone, summa cum laude. Lindsay Basham, magna cum laude, degree in honors. Samuel Basham. Rachel Catherine Beatty. Claire Delortis Baronato, summa cum laude. John Spencer Bachira, cum laude. Jonathan Bogert. Laura Lynn Board, magna cum laude. Kelsey Marie Boyd. Bevan Caulfield Brogan. Nina Isabella Bubles, cum laude. Morgan Page Kane. Bethany H. Campbell, cum laude. Robert Daniel Carbaugh. Samantha Lo Carbonara. Chelsea Ray Kavanaugh. William E. Chapelier IV, summa cum laude. Stephen Brian Coven, cum laude. Kiara Ann Conley. Taven Dunier Davis. Michelle E. Decker. Amber Donahue. Christina Marie Donahue, summa cum laude. Marissa Donaway. Ferris Iris Felton, magna cum laude, degree in honors. Suzanne Marie Fritz. Maria V. Galena, summa cum laude. Mary Ann Gherkin. Nina Marie Gladzuski. Julie Elizabeth Grace, cum laude. Jessica Ann Hare, summa cum laude. Kelly Ann Hancock, summa cum laude. Kenneth Wayne Harris. Dale Harrison. Stacy Ray Hayes. Michelle Catherine Hogan, cum laude. Andrew G. Resto, Jr. Alyssa Mae Jones, cum laude. Courtney B. Jocelyn. Jennifer Ann Carestes. Elisa Rebecca Kostelnik. Corin Kaves Civic, magna cum laude. Miranda K. Kuchera, summa cum laude. Sarah Last. Jacqueline L. Leach. Chanel Danae Lima. Emily Susan Maynard, cum laude, degree in honors. Carly Ann Malone. Nicholas Christopher Morocco. Kaylin Yvonne Martin, summa cum laude. J. Massier, summa cum laude. Jay is also receiving a certificate in genre writing. Caitlin Margaret McAllister. Erica R. McCarthy. Jennifer McFadden, magna cum laude. Kinsey Nicole McKinzrick, magna cum laude, degree in honors. Andrew Mahalik, magna cum laude. Nancy C. Micardo. Daniel Clay Merchant, cum laude. Marlena Ray Miller. Alan Monick, summa cum laude. Tara Eileen O'Neill. Gregory Eugene Owens, Jr. Angelo Anthony Petrello. Kaylee Jean Pormica. Bruce T. Powell, Jr. Courtney Nicole Rankin, magna cum laude. Christina Marie Ron-Schneider. Mariah Ann Rittenmeyer, summa cum laude. Jessica Lynn Richard, summa cum laude. Vernikia Nakeda Rogers. Christina Mila Rostroff, summa cum laude, degree in honors. Colby Renee Ruffner. Robert Jones Sage III, magna cum laude. Dina Salome. Brandon Sandusky, cum laude. Leslie McHenry Sanford III. Margaret A. Schaefer. Lindsay R. Sherwood, cum laude. Chase Leonard Simons. Beverly Jean Stonick. Alexi Jean Swank. Elizabeth Ann Swartzwelder, summa cum laude. Kimberly Thompson. Andrew J. Toscan. Regina Lee Taverick. Nadine Alexandria Wallace. Ariana Marie Walton. Ashton Nicole Walton. Ariel Walters, magna cum laude. Kelsey L. Weaver. Stephanie Wilson, magna cum laude. Stephanie is also receiving a certificate in genre writing. Lily Denise Zimmerman. Rachel Dale Zinn. Will the recipients of the degree Bachelor of Fine Arts please come forward? The degree of Fine Arts is conferred upon Marissa E. Boris. Lindsay Marie Cronin, degree in honors. Elizabeth Susan Cummings. Catherine L. Fleming, cum laude. Molly Renee Fulmer, summa cum laude, degree in honors. Hannah Joy Gravanti, cum laude. Alexander Lindsay. Chantel McNamara. Will the recipients of the degree Bachelor of Music please come forward? The degree Bachelor of Music is conferred upon Tyler Corey Randolph, summa cum laude. Tyler is also receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree. Veronica Umstadt. Will the recipients of the degree Bachelor of Science please come forward? The degree is conferred upon Allison Abbey. Alicia Nicole Alimo. Brandy Lee Artinger, magna cum laude. Emily D. Barker. Stephanie Ann Biggie. Dominic Anthony Comaso. Joshua William Cavalier. Michael J. Sema. Chelsea Marie Cioli. Alexandria P. Siswowski. Andrea Beth Clark. Paul Cornelius. Shauna Marion Crease, magna cum laude. Shauna is also receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree. Brianna DeMarco, summa cum laude. Felicia Ann Damaski. Elizabeth Ann Dubovi. Kristen Elizabeth Dukluski. Medisha M.O. Francis. Julie Ann Fryer, magna cum laude. William G. Griffiths, summa cum laude. Mara Danielle Hansen. Emily Grace Hayes. Jillian Hilbert. Rachel Hilbert. Virginia Allison Horseman, magna cum laude. Orlando Lee Irby III. Corey Anthony Kaltenbaugh. Amanda J. Casardo, cum laude. Alexandria L. Kemp Thompson, cum laude. Alexandria is also receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree. Sarah Marie Lyons, cum laude. Mara Madeline Maher, cum laude. Philip William Manjury. Bove Massoli, cum laude. Lauren Christine McCurdy, summa cum laude. Lauren is also receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree. Caitlin McMeekin, cum laude. Nicole Marie Mizrahi. Stephanie Ann Troggett Pesky. Brandy A. Piccolino. Mark E. Picnic. Stephanie M. Piccolo, in honors. Samantha Ritter, summa cum laude. Tamara S. Robinson. Chelsea Ray Ruggieri, summa cum laude. Gino Anthony Sartori, summa cum laude. Daniel Richard Schomer, magna cum laude. Audrey Shepard. Stacy Ann Spadero. Matthew Martin Takis. David Scott Toothman. Justin Ryan Weaver, summa cum laude. Brian Evan Woodfork. Jennifer Wiley. Margaret Ann Ewan. Will the recipients of the degree Bachelor of Social Work please come forward? The degree Bachelor of Social Work is conferred upon Chelsea A. Beidel, Stacy D. Fulmer, Jessica Elise Martinez, Colette May McDermott, Amanda Lee Owens, Edwina Teresa Schaefer, will the recipients of the Certificate of Pastoral Ministry please come forward? Certificate recipients will be shaking hands with Bishop Brand. The Certificate in Pastoral Ministry is conferred upon Marlene Ann Banzik, Tina N. Komarinsky, Barbara Ann Marltar, Elaine Shear, Janet Scheitrama, in abstentia. Chelsea Stoltz-Jones, in abstentia. Alice Yesbeck. Will the recipient of the pre-medical certificate please come forward? Allie Elaine Sherman. Will the students who received the baccalaureate degree please stand up? You may move your tassel from right to left. Please be seated.
As chair of the Board of Trustees and on behalf of the trustees, I want to congratulate this class. This is a very smart group of young people, and we are so proud of you. We have in our audience at this commencement many guests of our graduates who have been beaming with pride at the accomplishments we recognize today. Will the parents of the members of the class of 2013 please stand? Many of our graduates have had the support and encouragement of spouse and children. Will the spouses and children of the graduates please stand? There are also with us many grandparents. Will the grandparents of our graduates please stand? Look at all the grandparents. Now I ask anyone whose class is represented by one of these venerable banners hanging around is alumni of Seton Hill University, please stand. I now call on Alexi Swank, president of the senior class, for her farewell remarks to Seton Hill.
First of all, I would like to make a quick, extended thank you once again to a very amazing woman in this audience who has done so much for every single one of us. You all know her, you all love her. Dr. Joanne Boyle, thank you. Veni, vidi, vici. For those of you that don't speak Latin, this means I came, I saw, I conquered. This was the motto that the class of 2013 selected to represent the student body and our view of the future. And rightfully so, because for us, that conquering of our years on the Hill is what brought all of us to this moment in time. For some, the idea of achieving victory comes on more of a public level, one that they share with a larger audience. For example, crushing a rival lacrosse team during a match. For others, victory comes to mind as a word that has a more personal connection, such as performing well during a recital or earning an A on a term paper. The victories that we experience during our lifetime define us as individuals, and it is as a result of those triumphs that we have become people who have the power to transform the world around us into what we want it to be. Take a second to imagine what life wouldn't have been like if you hadn't accepted the challenge of pursuing a college education. Many of us probably took the easiest path at the start, thinking that if we came in following our dreams, that everything would just work out in our favor. It wasn't until we actually sat down and started planning our futures that we came to the realization that this was going to be a journey, a challenge. Each of us had to face a seemingly indefinite number of individual obstacles over our course of study, But imagine if you hadn't faced those roadblocks. Does anyone else imagine a rather dull experience? I know I certainly do. I would not have chosen any different path. I took the road less traveled. We all did. We selected the windy, rocky path over the mountain rather than the tunnel that cuts straight through it. And as a result, we are the ones that experience the greatest feeling of satisfaction. Our college education has provided us with one of the most valuable resources that anyone has access to in life, the opportunity to face hindrances to our journey. Just like a mountain climber setting his or her sights on the peak, we need to have multiple ways to help reach our goal. And more than likely, each step is going to have some sort of difficulty that the climber needs to be cautious of. Landslides, faulty climbing equipment, inclement weather, the list is endless. In order to reach that top, we have to be willing to take any measures necessary to get there, including finding a way around those obstacles that might prevent us from achieving our objective. We are the dreamers, the mountain climbers aiming for the highest point. We are not afraid to face down the avalanche in order to keep climbing. We have no problem with leveling hills to make our paths straighter. We are willing to seize the moment and make each second count in our journeys. And this is how we have finally reached our goal. To my fellow members of the class of 2013, this is our shining moment, our victory. Over the course of our major studies, we took each challenge and grabbed it by the horns with a vice-like grip, not letting go until we achieved the results that we wanted. Just like with every test that we took in school, the only way that we are going to reach that passing grade is by putting our best effort into our work and having the motivation to remain dedicated to our cause. As American author Napoleon Hill once wrote, "Victory is always possible for the person who refuses to stop fighting." So climb for the top of the mountain. Aim for each horizon that lays itself out before you. Look every challenge in the eye and tell it that you are going to win. You will defeat it. Because congratulations, seniors, we came, we saw, and we at long last conquered. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexi. You are all invited to attend a reception on, well, I think it's probably going to be in Low Dining Hall, because it says if it's raining, it's going to be out on the lawn on Sullivan. So following these commencement exercises. I now have the honor of introducing the Bishop of Greensburg, the Most Reverend Lawrence E. Brandt, who will offer the blessing. Bishop Brandt.
Thank you. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, as we conclude our commencement gathering here in the beauty of this day, we are mindful how gifted we are through our experience at Seton Hill University. Through the transcendent mind and spirit you have placed within us, we have probed in the course of our academic sojourn here the facets of your divine truth implanted in our souls, written on our hearts, and reflected in the immense beauty and complexity of your creation. With hearts full of gratitude, then, we acknowledge the profound benefits of the learning enterprise centered in this institution of higher academic endeavor, which has helped us to understand the universe around us and also within us. And so we have come also to a deeper appreciation of the support of those who have walked with us on this journey and who have also helped to make possible the achievements which are now ours. Our parents and families, our friends, and the academic community on this hill. For these, Lord, we give you thanks. Lord Jesus, what we have received as a gift, you enjoin us also to give as a gift. Empower us then to be heralds of your truth and messengers of your love to all whom our education has called us and prepared us to serve, so that we may be instruments of your peace and justice in this world. Help us to touch the lives of others with our God-given gifts, so that they may know that through us, God's loving providence has truly been at work among them. And so we commend also Dr. Boyle to your loving care. And we ask all of these things through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Families and friends, please keep the graduates' exit pathway clear. You will be able to meet the graduates after they process through the reception line. Please stand and join Andrew Mahalik and Ariel Waters in singing the alma mater of Seton Hill University.
And daughters come to meet thee. Keep us near thee, we entreat thee, dearest